will be a hell of a lot easier, man.
Yep.
Get it done.
That's when people ask me for my email address. It's Toby DA.
Oh, it did work.
Yeah.
I just tell them it's Toby Dumbass, and then they always remember it.
You're live.
Am I dumbass?
Yeah, you're
well,
a dumbass.
people know me, so they should understand that completely.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, we're not going to worry too much about it. I can tell you that
Yeah,
much.
exactly. Might as well keep it honest and truthful,
Well,
right?
we ain't sugarcoating anything here. Easy there, bud. What'd you drop? Oh, you lost your mic? You might want to hold on to that. Look, there we are. Watch live video. See, I even try to watch in case people comment, but my phone don't always pick up all the comments, I don't think, because I get home and then there's more comments that I didn't see, so.
All right, here we go.
We're in.
Hey,
Awesome.
It's Hoagie's Garage, and we have Will Armitage on. How'd I do, Will?
That was perfect.
Oh,
Nailed
man. Don't say I'm perfect, because that makes me feel pretty
Just
good
say it
about
was
myself.
close enough we can live with it.
it. Close enough to live with.
There you go.
B minus.
They're perfect. We don't want to be a no A grade. That'll suck all the fun. Well, people know better than that anyhow. So,
Will, where's home? Where are you at right now?
Yeah, so we're located just north of Springfield, Illinois, in a town that's also pronounced wrong. So we're actually in Athens, Illinois, probably the only town actually called Athens, spelled like Athens, but yeah, just north of Springfield here in Illinois.
So it's really spelled like Athens, but you say Athens?
It really is. Yeah, it trips just about everybody up. It's actually funny. I don't know how he got it right, but I think the first time Johnny Gibson ever said my name, he got Athens right. And I was just thinking the whole time, like, how in the world did he pull that out? Because, I mean, I wouldn't expect anyone to know that, just like I don't expect anyone to announce my name right. So, yeah.
yeah, we get the name thing. You know, we talked about that beforehand, and they don't get Agassiz and Hoogeveen right very often either. So,
tell us a little bit more about yourself. How old of a guy are you? Family, stuff like that.
Yeah. So I'm 20 years old. This is going to be our basically third full-time year in a 410 sprint car. I'm obviously born and raised here in Athens, of course. So yeah, we work here out of our family shop here at the house and, just make it happen. The rig sits, on a fence side right next to the house and, we work out of the trailer in the shop and, just make it happen. But yeah, I mean, where do you want to start?
so how big a town is Athens?
Athens is, I think it's 2,000. It might be a little over 2,000.
Oh, big town then.
Big
we always have to ask because, everybody knows it if they listen to the show, but we're sitting in a town of, what did you say? We're up to maybe 280 now?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
That's 280.
Okay, yeah.
There's no zeros on the back of anything.
Yeah, we've got a town that was connected, obviously, back, when I was in high school. We've got a town, Cantrell. It's about, I think it's like 250 or something, maybe 500.
Yep.
But I hear you there.
No, I do live in the big city in our county. It's 2,500 in Rock Rapids, so I moved to the big city.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Now, do you have a job
Awesome.
other than racing?
Yeah, so I do a few different things. I kind of nonstop. So obviously, alongside the racing stuff, I've actually been detailing cars since I was like 12 years old. Through high school and everything. And I worked in a wood shop when I was little too. And then, I was doing the car detailing thing. And then actually here in the past few years, I've picked up, a little bit of, marketing knowledge and everything. So I've actually been doing marketing for businesses as well. Kind of like all around marketing for businesses. It's actually how, kind of how I brought on, our new partner this year that turned us blue and everything. Cause I've been red my whole racing career, or whatever you want to call it. So, but yeah, so marketing and detailing and racing and, I was a full-time student as well. So that's kind of weaned off luckily and into summer now. So I can focus on the racing thing a little more as well.
Yeah.
So you're doing marketing, you're detailing cars, and you're going to school.
Yes.
And you're trying to race.
And racing as hard as we possibly can.
Okay.
We still call the racing thing a hobby, but when you're in the garage 20 hours a week, and thank God for the guys that help me out, it's a job for sure.
So we're doing things a little bit backwards, but since you talked about guys in the shop, who does all help you?
Yeah, so obviously I do a lot in the shop, working on the car, getting everything washed. I try to give the guys a Sunday off, but usually at least one of them's able to stick around and help mop the trailer or whatever. But I've got Brad Campbell helping out. He's what I would call my car chief. He keeps up with everything on the car throughout the night. Make sure if I make a setup decision or whatever that we need to switch up. He's there to switch it or switch a bar. And then I've got Hunter Bounds. He does obviously a little bit of everything too on the car. It doesn't just take one person, but he does a lot of the tire work too, which is, probably the biggest task on the team, really. And then Jim Craig is our engine guy. I'm kind of lucky enough to actually have an engine guy myself, so that's pretty awesome. And then last year I had Greg Nelson helping on the Silver Crown car a little bit. And we obviously had some instant success in that. So he actually has been hanging around the wing stuff a little bit and really taking a ton of the setup, efforts off of my neck so that I can get in the car and be a race car driver and not try to do everything in between. And then obviously my dad's helping out, and then, my girlfriend and my sisters, my mom, they're the car wipers, and then I've got a girl named Amaya. She's doing all our picture and video that you see too. So we've been working together to really do some good content this year for our partners as well.
Holy cripes! You just named like 40 people. Okay, not 40.
Well, you got a team.
Takes an army. It takes an army.
That's awesome.
You got to have help because you can't do it alone. That's for damn sure.
No doubt. Yeah, I've thought about that a few times, and of course, there's been a few weeks, where these guys have something going on, and I do all of our engine maintenance and stuff, no matter what. But I'll do my engine maintenance, and there might be a week where Brad can't make it out to do some of the car maintenance that I help him with, and I'm like, man, if I had to do this every week, there is no way I could even consider calling this fun. So I am forever grateful for all those guys for sure.
What kind of motors do you run?
So we actually have two Chevys, and then we have a Mopar. It's kind of a hodgepodge of different things, but we've got a really good program going on. Jim keeps really good track of all of our stuff, and obviously making some good power. And then we always get our engines to Engler, and get them dynoed as well. So that's super important to us, and making sure they're as drivable as possible. We actually, there for the Outlaw race, actually Plymouth with IRA was our first night with a different Chevy, our other Chevy that we put in. So we've got, we kind of been switching them out and everything. And then, cool thing that's kind of going on behind the scenes, one of my partners, CHE Precision out in California, they're a valve train company, and we're actually working on a house engine, for them. So that's going to be obviously a huge step in the right direction for us as a team. It'll be our first ever, new engine. I mean, all of our engines are over 10 years old. So it'll be, extremely exciting to have that. And obviously I hope to see gains out of it, whether it's drivability or power. I'm really excited. So that'll be coming in the next few months too, that we've been working on behind the scenes.
Now, you've been like doing really well, winning races. You're telling me your motors are that old, kicking these guys' butts with probably some new ones?
Yeah, I mean, we do have some old engines. I mean, you can make an old one pretty again for sure. We've, obviously keep them freshened and everything, of course. But yeah, I mean, I would say our newest engine would be the Mopar, and I wouldn't say it's any newer than 8 years old. So yeah, we've got some older stuff. I'm like I told you, I'm pretty tickled to put something new under the hood and maybe just stare at it in the shop for a few weeks too.
Just leave it on the engine stand and just admire it for a little
while. Exactly.
Because there's not, well, I didn't figure your Mopar was too new, because there ain't a lot of guys running them anymore.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, no, there's not. And I'm going to be honest with you, we don't run it a ton. It's definitely our torquer, if you could call it that. We've not been up to Knoxville a lot, but that's kind of what we've intended to run there. Okay. But just not made it up to Knoxville enough to do it. And who knows, maybe, we'd put a different one in. You really never know till you put it in. It goes to show, a few weeks ago we put, our what we call our best Chevy in, and ran, obviously got the quick time at Peebly and all that stuff. That's awesome. But, it's really struggling late in the night. And switched to our oldest engine, and went out and almost won at Plymouth. Had a little bad luck there at the end. And then, I think we've led every single night in the feature that we've been in, other than the Outlaws, where we were running, we started third and things kind of took a turn, but it's still obviously a great night at Jacksonville.
So having a good year is what you're saying. I see they're
I'm excited about it. I think there's a lot more to come. I sure hope so.
They're having a Kyle Busch thing at Millbridge. Remembering Kyle.
So let's go way back. How did you get involved in racing?
So my dad ran quarter midgets. Actually, my whole dad's side of the family, or obviously my dad and his brothers ran quarter midgets. I think my dad ran them the longest. And they just ran here. My dad actually grew up. We didn't live here when I was real little, but my dad grew up just like 8 doors down from where we live now, which is kind of cool. So, I mean, they worked on their quarter midgets out of that in a old van. Heck, I think I want one of those vans. They were pretty neat back in the day. They did quarter midget racing, and my dad, helped on a midget team for a few years when he was real young and got away from it, has always been a fan. And when I was little, we got a quarter midget of our own, and it was kind of, I don't want to call it a dying breed, but it was getting, it was just changing a lot, and Dad didn't enjoy it. So we ran, I was 8 or 9 years old. And then we ran 2 years in that on and off. I bet I didn't run more than 15 races total. Took 2 years off, and then I don't know if you know a guy by the name of Doug Canham. He does a lot of graphics work and does a ton of cars, and used to do a bunch more. I actually went and ran, I guess it would be his, half daughter's cage cart out at Elyville. And I think I went out. Yeah, I won. I was the only car that would run the top lane. And I haven't ran a race car in 2 years. Heck, I wouldn't even say I'd ever ran a race car, to be honest with you. And that was the little box stock class. I think I was 12. Got in a 250 cart, of our own. That kind of gave Dad the bug. I wouldn't ask my dad if he would have took me to Elyville that night if you asked him today, because I think he would have laughed with how far it's, changed.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, so, ran a cage cart, and then we actually got a micro and really never got into it. And, luckily, Kent Johnson from Havana, just a little north of us, called me and said, "Hey, I want you to come run my D2 midget." And we did that deal for, I think, 3 years, and then into a 305, and at Jacksonville ran that deal for a little while, and off to the 410.
Yeah. Just a couple people commented in. Frank Grave, friend of ours, he says he's picked you quite a bit in dirt draft. He's done well with it, he said. So
Good. That's what I like to hear. Hopefully I'm making people money, because I'm not making any.
Most racers aren't. Buddy's making good money at Huset's, but that's one of the few.
Aaron Reitzel's been making some money
too.
Reitzel's
lately. Been having a good couple weeks here. And then there was a Dustin Bloomfield. I don't know if you know him or not, but
I know
Will is a great
him.
kid and works hard at this racing stuff. So.
Yeah, I was going to ask you guys. You might know more than me. Does this Huset's bounty? Does this count for non-high limit guys too? I mean,
oh yeah.
Do I need to throw my name in the hat here?
Anybody that is not a charter outlaw is up for that $100,000.
Okay. I was just messing with my guys. I don't know what we have that weekend. I mean, it's a heck of a haul for us, but man, I would sure love to get up there and run that track. It's as similar as Peevely as it looks. I hear the surface is a little different, but they all are.
Yeah, but it's different this year because they put a bunch of new dirt on it. So it's different from what it had been.
Yeah, no, it'd be exciting to get up there.
It's been racing.
We'd love to have you this way. That would be awesome. So
that way we can.
Yeah, you guys aren't far from there, are you?
No, we're 20 minutes.
20 minutes. Okay, so you are obviously there over the weekend.
Yep. Got to sit there for the rain and go home and go back the next night.
Tobe pushes there.
Hey.
Yep.
As long as you had something to tailgate out of.
Well, I just sat in the push truck and left it run, had the air on. It sat nice in there.
Yeah, it was hot.
Hey, that's all right.
You can usually find Tobe in the air conditioning.
Yeah, well, that and the weather's getting warm quick. It took a quick change.
Yeah, I crack the window an inch if somebody comes up to talk to me, and I stick my ear up there because I'm a little hard of hearing. So,
so can you give us a rundown how this year's been going? Because you have been really fast.
Yeah, I mean, really, for myself, as long as we've been in the 410 for the most part, we've been kind of just doing the setup, as a team, just kind of a dumb 17-year-old kid trying to set up the car. And then, Brad works with me a little bit on it too, trying to get feedback from out of the fence, and taking a look at it. And, this year, obviously we did a lot of grinding, on the setup book and just trying to get out of my comfort zone. I mean, every time I put on my helmet, I'm thinking more about that setup book than being in the car. And, really not so much different on the setup, but just trying to be better when I put my helmet on. It's like, it's really difficult, especially going up against these outlaw teams, trying to wear those two hats, and obviously, like I said, luckily in the past few weeks, Greg's been helping out a ton too, which is, I guess I could just say now, with the results, you've seen what it's done, right? Just to take that off. But even back to Peevely, it's like, that's the same setup we've ran for 3 years. I just put my helmet on and tried to act like a driver and not a crew chief while I was in the car, and just tried to flip that switch. I know I'm capable of running with these guys night in and night out. It's just a matter of having the car under me. And even when it's not under me, kind of back to what I was saying, I just need to get my best out of it, and not negatively impact, what I might have messed up in the pit, on the setup. So it's just been really just trying to change the view. Obviously the other thing is, I bring on all of our partners that we have on the car, and I think we're over 30 now. And there's a little pressure with that, when I'm, spending my off seasons trying to book partners in for the year and show them what the expectation is. The final line is I want to win. So that really pressures the situation, and I got to have the confidence to go in and do it. I think it helps me. The pressure on me actually is really what has been building the results too.
So the marketing that you've been doing has been going well for you to get 30 sponsors.
Yeah. Obviously not every one of them are monetary, but we have a lot of good people helping us. Heck, one of my sponsors is out here right now in the shop doing some maintenance on the car, helping out Brad. So, it's, we've got, all I can say is we've got some damn good people behind me. And if we didn't have them, I would be sitting here probably helping you guys do a podcast. You know what I mean? And It's just, it's so cool, to have all that. And obviously, I think if there's one thing, if I walked away today from racing, it's how many cool people have gotten behind me just to support me. It means the world, because you don't do this without them. So yeah, like I said, it does put a lot of pressure on me, but back to like the marketing business thing. That's kind of what made me do it. I walked into a few businesses and said, "Hey, can I do your marketing for you?" And they're looking at a 19-year-old kid, just like not even sure what to say. I'm like, "All right, fine, I'll do it for free," and that's been cool too. But yeah, that's where it all started, was me promoting myself. And then I was like, heck, I think I could do this for businesses. So and then like I said, it all ties back to the new partner we have on this year too with High Level.
Yeah. Since you're talking about all this, why don't you rattle off a bunch of your sponsors?
Yeah, absolutely. So, so High Level is our new partner this year. So like, any business owners out there, heck, I just talked to 2 business owners today that are going to start using it. It's basically a communication and marketing tool. So obviously speaks on what I just talked about, right? But people build their websites out of there. They run all their texting and calling and everything out of it. It's really a full service deck for your business. I use it for my detailing business. I use it for the race team. It pays dividends and makes sure you look professional and, handle your business data well. So that's been really cool because that's a really personal connection, right, with everything I've always done. And then XK Glow, they were actually, he was the first guy that really said, "Hey, I'm going to help you out." So, he's always been awesome to me. They're a, underglow company. They've got all the app controls and they've got underglow, wheel glow, all of that things, from, Jeep light bars all the way to like, sports cars and, like Tokyo Drift style. So, super cool company
Stuff
there.
Me and Bud don't have.
Yeah. What'd you say?
Stuff that me and Bud don't have. We're too old for that cool stuff.
Well, you know what? I'm hoping we're going to deck our pit mule out too soon. So hopefully you'll see a video on that soon with that XK Glow on it. But yeah, I mean, to continue on, Smith Plumbing, they've grown and grown with us this year. Been a huge part of our team, just helping, with everything, and then CHE Precision, they're a valve train company out of California. They do, seats and, everything valve train, it's crazy how much they do. I was able to visit their facility in 23, which is crazy. It was the end of 23, but that just feels like yesterday. And, great people with the Holguin family, and they've been, super cool endorsing me. And we only get to meet at PRI every year. So we spend a lot of time together, go out to dinner, do all that. I can start rattling them off so we don't spend too much time on them. Align Life Chiropractic. They're here in Springfield and also, out on the East Coast as well, throughout the country. Alliance Community Bank's just here in town. They were one of our first partners. McCatton's Tree Service is helping us out with fuel this year, which is super awesome, obviously, with everything going on. We got GR8 up in Wisconsin. That's been a great connection with the IRA deal, and it's going to be a really exciting company here in the next few years. They've got a lot of awesome things going on. MPV Logistics, a lot of people know that name. Monerich Financial, Killebrew Real Estate. Material Manufacturing, they do all of our powder coating for us, which is, another huge thing that keeps us looking good. Noonan Rental, Gilmore Allen. You guys want me to keep going?
Yeah.
You don't cut them off. We don't want nobody mad at you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Croft Commercial Cleaning, Grouse Chevrolet. I'm actually in the market for a truck, so I've been talking to them. Box 3 Media. Box 3 Media does all our race day stuff, helps us look, keep looking good too. Modern Paving and Scraps, local Jacksonville sponsor of ours. Obviously my dad, Armitage Collision Repair, he's obviously a huge part of the team. I've got XC gear for our seat system, driven racing oil going in the engine, Guest Performance rebuilds our rear ends, BAM roller lifters. Jim works really closely with them to make sure our roller lifters, that's a tongue twister, by the way, are always in good shape. MetTech Titanium, is obviously, keeps us good on the hardware end, Next Gen for, safety, and then Ty 22, and MPD Racing. We use those for bars and, a lot of our parts too. So, I'm sure there's a few I just missed. We got Brand Pod in there, Maxim Chassis, Berryman Racing Shocks. They're all a part of this. I mean, it takes it, like I say, it always takes an army.
So you're telling us you did that off of memory?
I did most of them off of memory until I
crap.
said, you guys want me to take a break, and I had to keep going.
That's impressive.
I can get through the first 10, but then when you say keep going, then I got to make sure I don't miss anybody, because I don't have any excuses at that point.
We just keep ours playing on the screen behind us all the time, and it keeps rolling.
Yeah,
so.
unless it locks up like
Yeah,
it does.
right.
It stops once in a while, but
apparel on your website then also?
Yeah, we can actually, if you want, we can drop a comment on it. It's actually shopwarmerch.com. I met with Chaz after Peevely, and he really got a kick out of the way we've always done a ring off of the Will Armitage Racing. My dad came up with that when we were just running a cage cart. No shirts or anything. He was like, that war is pretty cool. So I texted some logo guy on Facebook before I started doing marketing and design. And I'm like, hey, make me a logo that's like works together and says war. And he's like, oh, dude, that's sick. So, I have not changed it one lick. It's perfect. So, we've kind of done that, and it's been a really cool thing. People walk by the trailer all the time. They're like, war. They're like, what? Oh, that's cool, dude. So it's like, I didn't come up with it. Did it on its own. But yeah, so it's shopwarmerch.com, and I can drop a comment too, of course.
sure.
Yep.
That's good, because we'll forget otherwise.
Yeah.
Hey, that I got to
And it's
write
good
it
for
down.
everybody else to see too.
Yep.
So why
Of course.
why the number 7 on the car?
Yeah, so back to my dad. When they were little running quarter midgets, they were all 7s. Every one of the quarter midgets, all the boys had 7s. My uncles, of course. So, it's just stuck, And then, like I said, even my dad's cars were red back in the day, and we were red up until 3 months ago. Of course, when I was running Kent Johnson's car, it was actually white and blue and kind of an orange. Weirdly enough, kind of what we're running now. But yeah, it's always been red. So this has been a weird change.
Yeah. but you're running well.
Yeah, it might have been a good change. Let's go with that.
The hardest question is, do you know why they picked number 7 way back in the day?
I think it's just a lucky number 7 is all that was. I'm not sure on the red. I think it was just out of spite. You know, I don't know if there's anything more to it. I mean, they were running quarter midgets. They weren't, you know, going up against Earnhardt, but, I think they had good reason behind liking the red and, you know, doing the lucky number 7.
Okay. No, that's cool.
No. I got a little bit off the wall question. I'm just curious what you would think of it as a driver. The other night I was listening to the Knoxville Nights podcast, and they brought up the fact how like NASCAR puts vets on the cars, the names of them on the windshields, like on Memorial Day. Yeah. And they were wanting to see if maybe Huset's and Knoxville, if they keep doing this Memorial Day thing, if they could get that pulled off to put names on the front of the nose cone or the wing, whatever. Would that?
I think that'd be awesome.
Okay. I just thought it was a neat idea, and I thought, well, we got a driver. We'll ask him what he thinks of it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm patriotic myself. You know, I would say that'd be super cool. You know, especially, I mean, not to make it too standardized. You know, I know a lot of people say the NASCAR stuff, I mean, is a little too standardized, but I think it would also be kind of cool if, you know, I don't know if it'd have to be the same graphics guy, but whoever makes them up, you know, they all look the same, you know, where like there's like a flag on the left. I'm going to start talking design here, but there's like a flag on the left, and then, you know, all the names are the same, so that, you know, as people look at them, they're easy to read and you know, rattle off. I think that would be extremely cool.
Yeah.
Nice block letters is good for old people.
Yeah. Don't want to have you getting the binoculars out of the push truck.
What's the rest of the year look like?
So we actually just took over. I had no idea this was coming, but we just took over the IRA point lead after a good weekend up there. So that was super cool. So that's kind of, you know, lingering on my mind, but at the same time, totally just, you know, acting like it's not there. Cause that's at the end of the day, we're there to win races, and, you know, that stuff comes, you know, secondary. You know, hopefully it works out. You know, we've been really consistent, but it doesn't take, you know, one wrong turn for, you know, for that stuff to go south. So we're leading the IRA deal. So obviously sticking with that for the time being. We've still got, you know, all our MOA schedule races. You know, we got the championship the past 2 years. So of course, you know, trying to hit as much of those as we can. And then, you know, anytime, you know, Outlaws or High Limit or, you know, close, you know, we're going to do our damnedest to be there and compete against them and try to get recognized.
Or Houston puts a whole bunch of money up and maybe you make the drive.
Yeah, I think I started to look at that right as you guys were calling me. I don't know. I guess we can take a look real quick. What weekend is Houston's High Banks?
I have been to Springfield, because isn't that here I could be wrong because I'm getting forgetful, but ain't that like Abe Lincoln's home?
Yep.
Okay. So
don't get my grandpa started.
So
he's a tour guide at the museum.
Oh, well, then maybe
that would be right up Tobes' alley.
We did that.
You did that.
Yeah. So. When my wife and daughter lied to me, we went out to Ohio for national track. The son-in-law, the son-in-law now. We're in Ohio, and we're leaving the track meet, and they tell me to take a left to get on the interstate. And I said, left is the wrong way, ladies. And we ended up at Niagara Falls, and then we went down through Pennsylvania, and we ended up in Springfield at Lincoln's, looked at a whole bunch of that stuff, and we made our way back. So I have been to Springfield before, but I have no idea how long it took me to drive home from there, so I can't help you.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you did go to the museum, you wouldn't forget if my grandpa gave you the tour, so I don't think he did.
Well, it was a good tour. I won't argue that point. I liked it. I like history. I don't know how well the wife and daughter, I think they just went there to pacify me because they lied to me about everything else. So,
right? Cool.
But, so, I don't know.
What do you think? Should we do the rapid fire?
We should probably hit him up on the rapid fire. He's got guys out working on his car. We better not keep him all night.
Yeah.
Hopefully I don't walk back in the garage and they're gone.
What's your favorite kind of ice cream?
My favorite kind, I don't do anything the same twice, but I do like Moose Tracks. Yeah, we'll just go with that. But any form of chocolate. I'm not a big vanilla guy.
Okay, what was it? Wade Unger. His favorite flavor was the next one. That's how you answered the question. So
Yep.
Nothing wrong with that. See, I'm not picky either. Like I said, I usually something chocolate though.
Okay. You a cat or a dog person?
Dog person for sure. Sorry to the cat people.
Yep. Outside of racing, do you have any hobbies?
Work. No, I've got a wonderful girlfriend. We try to go on vacation, here and there in the off season, but as late as we've been racing in the year. And then Chili Bowl, I think my hobby would be the off season tasks.
Yeah.
But no, we I love to get out and we were just joking. I haven't snowmobiled in years, but I love to get up north and went skiing last year and just doing new things. But at the end of the day, sometimes going to the beach in the off season is just fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. How about a favorite movie?
Favorite movie? I mean, Talladega Nights is a good original, of course. I don't know if I have. I mean, I don't watch a ton of movies now, but I have some favorites. But we'll call it Talladega Nights.
Okay.
So do you prefer snow or rain?
Snow or rain? Wow. Well, I mean, are we raining on race day or snowing on race day? I mean, they're both bad.
Nobody likes either one on race day.
No kidding. I don't know. I mean, I do enjoy the winter because I feel like it's like a little bit of downtime, because I'm not racing. So I don't mind a nice snowy day. But I'll take the rain if it's race season. I hope it's not snowing in March.
There you go.
It ain't snowing today, I can tell you that much.
No, not here.
Good.
If you were going to be stranded on an island, what type of music would you have to have along to listen to?
Wow. I'm not standing on an island right now, but I'll probably surprise you guys and say that I actually like some classics. I find myself listening to some Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin every once in a while. But I like a little bit of everything. Obviously a lot of country, but no, I don't mind when I'm cruising down the road. I actually listen to a lot of classics and podcasts nowadays. That's huge.
Yeah. A good hour or two long podcast or whatever.
It sure passes time.
Exactly. Especially when I'm cleaning a car or something, it breaks up the time a little bit.
Do you have a favorite place to go out to eat?
Ooh, yeah. So here in Springfield, if you ever find yourself here, I love going to Chesapeake Seafood House. It's probably like the most affordable seafood house you'll ever go to, and it's really good. I usually get the shrimp and lobster. And then me and my girlfriend love to go out to a place called Vele too. It's like they consider it Italian, but it's really, I just walk in there and say filet. I don't ask for anything else. It's the best filet you'll ever have. So those two for sure.
At least you included the girlfriend in on it. So
Yeah,
going
there you
out
go.
with her. That's a good. You made brownie points right there.
I mean, when you're racing like 3 days a weekend or 4 a weekend like that, I think the only thing you can do is flowers and dinner.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're not happy.
Yeah. No.
For good reason.
Right?
Does she at least like racing?
She likes it.
Okay. Does she like racing?
Yeah, she enjoys it. She did not come from a racing background, but she does enjoy it. She's been getting a little more into doing the T-shirts and stuff for us. And, obviously she's always like, I want to get a trailer and everything. And I'm like, you better start selling more T-shirts. But yeah, she does enjoy it and, just coming to the races and traveling with us.
So, all right, then next question, we'll move on here. How about a favorite holiday?
Favorite holiday? I like Christmas because it's in the off season, so you can kind of chill. Like, I mean, I enjoy like your 4th of July's and Thanksgiving too. I eat like 8 meals a day, so Thanksgiving wins. See, I'm not very picky. But I would say Thanksgiving and Christmas because they're kind of in the off season, so you can enjoy them a little more.
Going back to the girlfriend, I guess she probably likes that about you. She could probably buy you about anything. You'd be happy with it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, right now I'd take a Hoosier tire and a gallon of diesel, but yeah.
No kidding. No kidding. How many speeding tickets do you have?
I have no speeding tickets. I got caught in town by the police chief. I don't know if Becker's listening to this. He might be. I got caught in town with the chief of police. I rolled a stop sign. They put like 5 stop signs in downtown, and everyone hated them, except the neighbors that lived there. And I rolled one of the stop signs, and he pulled me over. And instead of a ticket, we ended up talking for like an hour and a half on the side of the road, and we're like best friends now. So that's my only ticket.
Well, that ain't all bad.
No,
So,
no. He's like, boy, do you know what you just did? And I'm like, I know exactly what I just did.
yeah, I didn't stop.
Yeah, I didn't stop.
So, okay, so you haven't been caught, but what's the fastest you've ever driven down the highway or, say, ridden with somebody going down the highway?
We give you an out saying that you could be the passenger.
Okay, so I'm not, honestly, like when I'm on the road, I speed, but I have no interest in going like 100 mph. It's more to get somewhere, that I'm going. So like when I'm going down the interstate, I'm probably rolling like 82, 83 most of the time. Unless I see a cop, then you're supposed to slow down, I hear. But no, like going down the road, I mean, I don't have any crazy top speeds.
Okay.
Okay.
Fits in with me. I don't think I've ever been to triple digits.
What's your favorite drink or beverage?
Favorite drink or beverage? Well, water.
We get that a lot, really.
There a ton of race car drivers drink water.
Yep.
I mean, that's what they tell us all the time.
I really do. I honestly don't drink, a lot of soda or anything like that. A lot of water and, obviously in the morning I have my coffee. I'm kind of like an old man.
Well, me and Bud don't drink coffee, but we don't drink a lot of pop either, do we, Bud? No.
So you don't drink very much, but I pretty much live on Diet Coke. So
I've only had 2 yet.
So if you guys don't like coffee, do you like chocolate milk? Because I hear that's a thing.
No.
I don't
Okay,
know.
I was just curious. I mean, I like chocolate milk myself, but I've talked to like 3 or 4 people that don't
Really?
like coffee, and they're like, "But I drink chocolate milk in the morning." Like, all right.
No,
I don't know how the hell is chocolate milk and coffee even the same thing?
Yeah, I
Well,
wake up.
they're not, but
Yeah.
it's fresh and yep. I mean, have you ever had a glass of milk in the morning? Like, it's kind of nice, but
Yeah. Oh, I drink milk, but I don't. Chocolate just ain't me.
No, I like my chocolate milk. Usually, actually, I got to tell you this: when we're rolling home in the rig at like 4 in the morning, if we go to a gas station, and by the way, always check the expiration date. They are always trying to fool you. I always get a chocolate milk every time,
Well,
no matter what. Win, lose, loss, wreck, chocolate milk.
Well,
So
maybe you have to become friends with Gravel. He's always doing his chocolate milk reviews, and I don't know if he drinks all that he gets from all them people. There's some nights you've seen he's had like 2 gallons or 3 gallons of chocolate milk, but.
like how much does he actually pour out?
Well, yeah, 'cause that stuff don't keep too long, so you're gonna have to drink
I was
so.
gonna say, I'd hope you don't drink all that. That'd be horrible for you, I would think.
especially chocolate milk, that doesn't stay very long.
No, it doesn't seem to last as long as just
No.
white milk, but.
No.
Okay, is it my turn now?
Yeah, last one.
All right, last one. Then we'll let you get out to your car and your people. If you just won the big lottery, you just won $700 billion or something. Is there a car, a pickup, a boat, a motorhome? Is there something just that you've always thought you wanted but can't afford it?
I mean, you guys are going to expect this answer, but I'd say if I won the lottery, I'd have us ready to go hit the tour in some way, whether we actually hit the tour or not, just to actually be able to have a rig. And obviously we have a great operation, but like all the spares and all the little things that you don't think about until they are broke. I would probably have a pretty nice setup. I'll just put it that way. A few cars in the trailer all ready to go and wrap. That would probably be the dream.
7, 8 motors sitting so you can rotate them out.
Yeah. So when this new one gets done, it doesn't feel so special. It just goes with the other 9. Yeah, that'd be great.
You just rotate them out. You got your short track motors and your big track motors.
Exactly.
I get it. That would take a chunk out of your lottery winnings.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you could spend it pretty quick. I'll tell you that.
I did see Donnie Schatz. They finally got their new Featherlight trailer today.
Huh?
Oh yeah.
Yep. I think he just had a dually hooked up to a trailer when they were at Huset's.
Really?
But now they got the new rig showed up, so it's going to be, he said it'd be a couple weeks before they get it all packed up and ready to use.
Yeah,
But
I saw they had the 15 car parked out at his shop the other day on, I think it was like his Snapchat story something.
Yep.
They were all doing maintenance together. I saw that.
Yep, had the niece's cars out there and his car. And
Yep.
well, they're up there racing this weekend.
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Will, we really appreciate this. We're always watching races. If we're not at races, we have 3 TVs in here. So we we always have you on. We're watching you, and that's why we reached out to you. You've been flying, and hopefully you can keep that going.
Yeah, I sure hope so. I really appreciate you guys having me on and taking a second to get to know me and what all we got going on here, and giving me a chance to talk about my partners too. That means a ton to me. But it was a great time, and hopefully, we do something good enough here, the rest of the year that we get a chance to talk again.
Absolutely.
Well, we can do that. That's not a problem.
Hey, stay on the line just 1 second here, all right?
Okay.
Uh-oh, Bud's got a question that we can't ask on live. Whew.
It better
Hold on.
better
Let's
not
be
be Flea
serious
coming
now.
on.
It takes him a minute because he's got to go